I'm ready.
I hit live. All right, so this will take a second to set up. So
Okay.
excited you joined me. Yay, we are live. All right. Let's make sure we're on the Facebook page here. Yep. All right. Thanks everybody for joining us today. I am Lisa Zimmer, Blue Diamond with doTERRA. All that means to you is I help lots and lots of people with their health and wellness and teach them about doTERRA products. But also, as a Blue Diamond leader, we like to teach everyone in doTERRA how to share doTERRA and do a better business for the customers and a better business for you. So I'm excited to present my friend today, Diamond Leader, Michelle Ward. Michelle hit Diamond this year. We're very proud of her, very excited for her. Michelle and I have been friends through Crossline since, I don't even know, it was definitely 2 summers ago that we chatted on the phone because we were both having a hard time with our business, and we needed a little motivation, inspiration, and a little misery loves company. And so that's how you get to be friends with doTERRA. You share your successes, you talk to your cross lines about your struggles, and you build each other up and you help each other problem solve. And that's how we ended up here today. So and then at leadership this last year, we got some time to chit chat and share our woes and help each other and support each other. And so I want to teach everyone here that this business is not about your uplines and downlines. It's about all of doTERRA and how you can help each other and support each other to create the community that you've always wanted, a community of your people, whether they're on your team or not. So Michelle is going to talk to us today. She's got some awesome tips for Diamond Club. She's going to talk to us about her vendor events and how she enrolled 25 people off of one vendor event. And she's going to tell you what tools she used to do that so that it's super simple so that you can do it too. Take it away, Michelle. You want to start with Diamond Club?
Yes. All right. So Diamond Club, for those that know, is a program doTERRA has that you have to qualify for. You have to be silver or above. And this month is the qualification period. You need to enroll 3 people. And be silver above this month, and have 5 LRPs local to you in your nearby area, and then 5 out of area. So that's how you qualify. You can find that on doTERRA's site, real simple. But I started Diamond Club at a full week-long fair. It was a county fair, and I used this. Like I probably went through over 200 of these.
The trifold?
No kidding. Yeah. Cool. Tons of these, the trifold. This is mine that I had there. So whenever they would, so a little bit more about Diamond Club and using this, every flight I went on, every class that I did, we taught from the trifold. It made it very fast, easy, and simple and affordable. And when you have those brand new people or those just sharers that are, holding a class, you don't have to have so many papers and make it look complicated. So I love that. I just said, okay, we'll just teach from this, no big deal. And, we went forward with the class with just in hand. So thank you, Lisa, for that. As far as, what are the things on Club, Lisa?
Hold on just a second. You're cutting out a little bit. So let's see if we can get, okay. Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. So for Diamond Club, let them know how you were able to use the FAQ Zimmer system to help follow up with so many people, because that's where people struggle in Diamond Club. They go, get all these enrollments and then all fall through the cracks because they don't have a simple duplicatable system like Atom and Tag 'em FAQ. So tell them how you use that.
Okay, so we used, there's a couple of FAQs. I used both of your FAQs. Good. So the Atom and Tag 'em, as far as the user FAQ, we did use that. So I made sure everybody got added and tagged in my group. And this also helped them, set up their LRPs and answer those questions when I was so extremely busy. Mm-hmm. But then also for follow-up, as soon as they got enrolled and they got in there, I also made sure we did that follow-up LRP, go over everything with them. And, with the Atom and Tag 'em, they see that, but then also they're getting that personal one-on-one, and we're setting up what they're doing morning, noon, and night, because you guys, they look at us as like, almost like, and I'm gonna say it like physicians, because, you know, we've got these little things, and when these little bottles do different things, and they need to know. So it's almost like the home health nurse coming, walking in and sitting down with them and saying, okay, this is what you're doing morning, noon, and night. So those still happen.
But they read it for themselves on their Live Guide, and we don't actually play doctor. It's just the tool that we use, right? So you use the Live Guide and the I Have My Oils Now What Plus recipes, and they look at the recipes, and then you guys just simply have them fill out the morning, noon, and night on Live Guide.
Yes, on the Live Guide. Yep. And then,
we hold that up for people to see that are newer, the Live Guide that you've got there. So she uses both. And you just email that to them.
I email it, or what's even better though, like if I see them when they enroll, I hand this to them with their goodie bag. So if you guys have the goodie bags from Lisa, you know, do the goodie bags with all the samples, because that gets them excited. Then when they just start opening this up on their own, like if, let's say it's a little delayed because of schedules, they start making some decisions on their own already. Plus, as soon as they get started, you put in their ID and your password on this.
Yep. And that's on the I Have My Oils Now What Plus recipes too. So you've got it in 2 places. Remember, repetition. So this is in your back office with doTERRA, in your LRP cart, and it's just called the Live Guide. And you don't want to print your own because it's too expensive with ink to print your own, because it's many, many pages. So if you're going to do it, order the actual Live Guide, and you give them that, or she gives them that, and the I Have My Oils Now What Plus recipes that you can get from our website. They're free in the files tab here on the website. We have to charge a buck because my website requires me to put a dollar amount on stuff, but you just print those out. If Live Guides are not in your budget, then just print your free I Have My Oils Now What Plus recipes. But again, this is a great tool from doTERRA because it gives them other ideas to get started. Don't give people more than I Have My Oils Now What Plus recipes and the Live Guide. I met with someone a couple years ago. She came over, the person that enrolled her was busy, and she set down a stack of stuff like this that the person had given her. And she's like, yeah, I don't really want to do any of this. And she returned everything.
Oh, wow.
So I was able to save it. But the point being, like, it took me hours to get her back because the person got so overwhelmed. So again, stick with what Michelle's saying. Like, this is even a little extra, right, to do the Live Guide and whatnot, but stick with simple and don't get nutty or you'll overwhelm people.
Yes. And then here's the other thing. So during Diamond Club, you're launching new builders too, because you're getting in there, you're in the trenches with them. So when I did that too, we implemented in the middle of Diamond Club, towards the very end, actually, because I enrolled a lot of people in August that started doing the business over time. So, add them and tag them into my business builder one too. After a little bit, they probably spent a couple months just as like in the my VIP group, and using that FAQ. But after they had interest in hosting a class, then I kind of transitioned them into my builder group. And there is where I had Lisa's builder FAQ. Then they started working their way through that. And that's how the magic happens. And so by the end, so at first, I'm going to tell you, the first month I had 25 personal enrollments, and I probably have at least 3 to 5 sharers out of that. And then a couple builders. So that's where I started Diamond Club. But then my next month, I didn't have as many enrollments because I was helping all of these individuals get their first enrollments. And then you build that over your Diamond Club time. And those are the people you're going to help. So,
I want to throw something out here that you said that was like key for my ears. You said those new shares and builders, you got them into your builder group. They worked through the FAQ system, meaning, of course, you helped them and got them started. But in the old days, when we tried to turn someone into a share and builder, it was us saying all the words all the time. And it was hours and hours and hours and hours. Whereas now with the builder FAQ, you're able to say, awesome, let's have you work through this. And all you do is get them started.
Yes.
The old days. Tell them about the old days. No.
Yeah. So there was, with Diamond Club, there's a little bit of the old days in there because you're still in the trenches and teaching and, you're doing those sorts of things. But I, and I still do, I am doing like regular mentor calls with each people. You have, and I wanted to reiterate that you have to do that touch each week when they're first starting, because I do have some that weren't able to do that touch each week, and
they don't do as well.
Their goals, so there's that accountability piece there to yourself, and making sure you're helping people really start it. So I wanted that.
Okay, you're cutting out a little bit, so I'm gonna make sure and point out for people. She's saying you got to do weekly mentor calls when you're launching your builders, and then don't forget in the files tab here in Lisa Zimmer Essential Oils Biz Tips Facebook group, there's a free file called Mentor Checklist. Right? So when you're launching your builders, you've got to meet with them weekly to give them, hey, here's what you should do this week. Hey, here's what you should do this week. Did you do this week? Let's go through our list. And so when she was cutting out there, that's what she's talking about, is make sure you don't just throw someone in a builder FAQ and say, bye, thanks, have a great day. But what we're saying is, before, all that information, like what's power of 3, we would have to explain that with our mouth over and over and over and over and over again. Now all those basic tips and tools are in the builder FAQ. So your time can be saved for the super valuable stuff, which is great. Let's get your class set up. How many people? Here's how you follow up. And people are multiple sensory learners, right? So there's the visual people with words, FAQ solves that. There's the visual people with video, FAQ solves that. All the videos are stored in one place. But then there's the personal interaction learners. And so that's why you've got to do your weekly mentoring to launch your builders while using that builder FAQ tool. Cool. Good job, Michelle. Very exciting. Will you tell them about the 25 enrollments? Because I know they're all frothing at the mouth now that you said that.
Okay, so my event was a week long, okay, but I was able to probably close, I don't know, 5 or so there at the thing. So a reminder, how do you do a vendor event and how does that flow? So I set up just like Lisa does. She had her little make and take area, and, you have your price sheets, with the information on there, and you collect their health problems.
The drawing slip is in the files tab for free in this group.
Yeah. So when you collect that information, the key is collecting what their pain points are. Go with their pain point. As soon as you know that, you can recommend a kit. So whenever you recommend, I did have, the ones I've purchased, I don't have all of Lisa's handouts yet. We'll get there one day, right, Lisa? But I had all that I had on a clipboard. And so I could take them to that if needed, if it felt appropriate, depending on what was happening. Or let's say it was super busy and I had a lot of people I was missing. I would say, you know what, you've got a lot of major top health concerns. If you would be open to it, we could set up an appointment. We'll go over your top health concerns. I'll tell you a little bit more about doTERRA, the most popular kits. You don't have to buy anything, but if you find something of value, I'll work with you on your budget and we'll get you something and get you started that way. Is this something you'd be open to? And they'd be like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, because it was Diamond Club, I created urgency using that 3-day window I had. I say, okay, great. So, today's Friday. I have until Wednesday to get you some more free stuff. So if, what does your schedule look like Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday next week? And they'll say, okay, Monday. So you always give them kind of 2 times, I've got open Monday at this time and Wednesday at this time, which works best for you. And I literally have my calendar and they could see that. And then they would pick a time. If someone says they cannot, they don't have their calendar or whatever, I say, okay, great. What time, and tomorrow, the next week, and whatever, when you had your calendar in front of you, what time can I call you to set that appointment next week? And so then
I always know what's next.
Yeah, I made sure they knew what was going to happen, and then I followed through. Like if they said, "Oh, call me on Tuesday," I wrote them down on a time slot on Tuesday to make sure I got that call made. I said, "Okay, well, I'm gonna try you around that. Do you have lunch about that time?" Yep. Okay, that'll be perfect.
Okay, I love that. So here, you can apply this to every vendor event situation. It doesn't have to just be Diamond Club, because you can have a promotion in person, a individual promotion, right? So with Diamond Club, how it works is when she meets people or teaches a class in Diamond Club, they enroll. If they spend so much, do they get anything free on that?
100 PV, and then they get a free oil. And then, but if they order the Natural Solutions or a 400 PV, then they get another oil.
Okay, so you can apply the same concept all the time. So I've never done Diamond Club, but I run my own type of Diamond Club. And And so I wasn't up for travel type Diamond Club because I don't love traveling. And so I did the same thing, but I do Zoom classes, I do vendor events, and I just created my own free prizes to create that sense of urgency. This month, when you enroll, you get, this awesome goodie bag. Next month, when you place 100 PV order, you get this free diffuser, free book, whatever. You can't promote them on social media, but so point being, create something with a timeline. 3 days you did to get the free stuff, right? And so that helps get that appointment done. Awesome.
And some of them actually call it like a first appointment special. I have a first appointment special. So if you keep your appointment, if you keep your appointment and you get started your appointment, or you get started within the 3 business days of the appointment, then you can get blah, blah, blah. So make up your own stuff. I mean, that works great.
A free roller is what we do a lot of times is if you keep your appointment, right? Because then also you're going to transition to all those drawing slips when you follow up with them. Michelle's going to tell us what she says. But you can do the same thing. You've heard me say that when we do our drawing slip, everyone's a winner. And at their appointment, they get a free custom 5 milliliter roller based on the appointment. Same thing. It's just giving them a little something to make sure they follow through. So at the vendor event, right, you said you did trifold and then your quick close. And if it was too busy to close them on the spot, you got the appointment. Cool.
Yes. Yep. And then, so some other things, tips on the follow-up with the price sheets, because you have all these people, maybe somebody came up and signed in when you weren't able to talk to them. So every single person, if they wrote down or checked on the back, I sent a text. Okay, first of all, this may sound crazy, but I went and I took every price sheet. And if you're on Facebook, and all of you are, because you're here, find them on Facebook if you can remember their faces and send them a friend request. That's the first thing I did. We're friend collectors. Remember that. Then I, sent them a message saying, hey, it was great meeting you at the vendor event. Can't wait to touch base with you soon. And then I looked at, okay, do they want to be contacted by phone, email, Facebook, or whatever? I kind of break the rules with the whole Facebook friending thing. But I'm going to tell you, there's people 3-4 years ago, I've done that since I started, that are now enrolling because they've been following me that long. Okay.
On Facebook, yep.
Yeah. So, then I would follow up with the phone call if they had phone on here, or email saying, hey, want to follow, I haven't forgotten about you. You have some major things and I want to get that appointment we talked about set up with you and offer you, the special, whatever it is. And, what would work best for you, and see what kind of things I could get back. Not everybody does, but they're still paying attention. They know you're always there. And then if they don't answer my phone call, I send them a text message and I say the same thing. And then if they did accept my friendship on Facebook, they also get that text message saying, hey, I missed your phone. When I called earlier, you must be at work or something. I'll send that same thing to Facebook Messenger. And sometimes you'll get them that way faster, because I know I'm faster with Messenger than I am with text. So
would you do me a favor? Would you be able to screenshot, you can block out the people's name or whatever, but screenshot your text that you sent post vendor, your private message, your email. And then when I repost this video in the Facebook group, I can attach, how I always attach extra graphics and photos to the videos. I can attach that. That's what people really struggle with, is the words, too wordy, not word enough. And if you enroll 5 people on the spot and 20 more in follow-ups, that's what they need to see, is the how.
Yeah.
So how Michelle said she friended people after the event, and then also on one of our videos in the past couple weeks, someone mentioned, I love this, right? Use that Facebook. They mentioned that at the vendor event, if it's not too busy, they literally pull up their phone. The wellness advocate pulls up their phone and says, oh, here, I'm on Facebook. Will you find yourself and friend me? So if there's time, do that. And then if there isn't time, find them later. Yep.
Here's the other tip I did. If they set an appointment with me, I made that for sure that we friended each other. And I set up a Facebook reminder for both of our messengers. So they would get a message and remind me also. It would pop up on my phone and it would be popping up on theirs, and they were expecting that call from me. So
excellent. That's a really good idea.
It was wonderful. And then 2, I was able to start talking with them even before our appointments and just doing the chit chat, getting them super comfortable with me. And they got to know me on my Facebook page too.
Yeah. I love that. And that's true. So like I say this all the time. You guys all feel like you know me. A lot of you have never even met me, but it's simply because you see me and chat with me on Facebook. So that Facebook avenue is super, super important. All right, I want to make sure we touched on these. So Diamond Club, use your trifolds. You don't have to travel with tons of stuff, just trifolds and your class presentation stuff, right? Because even for Diamond Club, if you've got room for live guides, and then I have my oils now what plus recipes to travel with you, great. If all else fails, at least take one to show during class. But if you're traveling a ton for Diamond Club and there's no room for more supplies, then just take the one live guide, your one I have my oils now what plus recipes, and show them in class, and then send them in your follow-up email. That live booklet guide is available as a PDF, so you can just email it to people. Okay. But ideally, if you can leave people, you know, with their goodie bag and with their live and I have my oils now what guides after, that's even better. Because then you don't have to ship goodie bags either. All right, so vendor enrollments, drawing slip, free in the files tab in the Biz Tips Facebook group. Choose the trifold for both. That's at lisazimmer.net/shop. And let's see what else. Oh, the vendor event table setup. That's the trade show vendor package on lisazimmer.net/shop. And I really loved your quick close for the people that weren't like buying and enrolling on the spot because they needed more time with you. I really love your quick close of I want to take more time with you. Let's set a time to chat and have that calendar right there. Did you have an actual calendar? Or did you just have a page of like open spots available?
No, this is my calendar. That's what that week looks like.
That's So all right, I'm a paper calendar girl. Yep, I love it.
They see it, and I recommend everybody use paper calendar because when they see that, they see how valued you are. There's a lot of, you know, and then you also have your important stuff in there already, so you're not making commitment to things that don't fit in your schedule per se because you don't know. But put your important stuff on there before you go, like your kids' activities, and then they're like, okay, I value her time because she's taken out time for me, you know, and so to me, that's, you know, super valuable to have.
I use the plannerpad.com. What paper calendar do you use? Was that the Dough Planner?
This is the Dough Planner, but I've recently got a different one, I think, for this next year that had more business stuff from the Emerge planner because of some of the things that it tracks. Okay. So I'm going to try that this next year, but the Dough Planner was very, very good.
Okay. Yep. Just get a paper calendar of some sort. So you've got that space for that.
Yeah.
Right. And then the FAQ admin tag 'em system for your new enrollments. And then you're going to transition those people. The FAQ admin tag 'em system for customers, a lot of you don't realize that it has information in there to turn them into a share and builder. It's got just enough to not overwhelm them. It's got, hey, I want to enroll someone. How do I do it? Hey, I just enrolled someone. Now what do I do? So you use that to turn them into a share and builder. And then with the builder system, when you're launching these builders, because remember during Diamond, well, anytime, not just Diamond Club, every day should be like
this is all the time. Yeah,
this is all the time
if you're working your business. So.
Yeah, and so create your own Diamond Club. And so even if you're not qualifying for Diamond Club, I'm going to in WWZD training for January, February, we're going to be talking about how to create your own Diamond Club if you didn't qualify or if it's not something you're able to do yet, and Diamond Club tips. So that's going to be a huge focus in February is how to create Diamond Club results, whether you can be in Diamond Club or not, okay? All right, let's see. And then follow-up calls you talked about. And you had a little mini make and take at your vendor event. So we've never been able to actually do that at our bigger vendor events just because it's too chaotic. But yeah. I think you said that it was nice to have that little station, even though you didn't utilize it all that much because it, sparked some conversation?
It did start, it did start some conversation. This, of course you get some different smells going on, or people are just wondering what the heck going on over there. So what I did is I actually had my kids when they were around my booth. My oldest, she would jump in and help somebody roll. Their children, even my 10-year-old, they could tell them how to make a roller, follow the recipe, and this is what you do. I mean, it's that simple. And when they saw it was so simple, kids were able to do this.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
I love that you incorporated your kids into it, because that's our biggest excuse a lot of times with events is, oh, what about my kids? Include your kids. They love it.
Yeah. I want to share one other thing. We had a military recruiter come by the table. I was helping somebody with rollers and answering tons of questions. So my 13-year-old, who he thought was 16, was there. And I said, help this gentleman. And she jumped up and she goes, what do I do? I said, take this trifold and go through the top 10 oils and tell them what you use each of those oils for. So my 13-year-old, and we are still talking, and he's still talking about he may still enroll. Like, the guy's on a port, he's a young guy. I mean, he's like maybe 19-ish in the military. Anyway, so she literally went through this, how to use the oils. She did, that was the other thing, like how to get them engaged with you. You do the wild orange and peppermint, and as they're coming by, a lot of people are like, do not sit behind a table, always be standing. And one comment was made by all the booths, like people came by, they said, I've never seen anybody work so hard for a company. That was actually said to me. And that's because everybody that came by, I said hello to them. It was very, very hot in August. And I said, you look like you're burning up. Would you like some wild orange and peppermint? It'll cool you down. And if you're, got a headache or anything, this will help you. And so that's how I pulled them in with that wild orange and peppermint. Now it's winter time now. So what you could do with that is just say, hey, you're probably exhausted from the holidays. Would you like a pick me up? And we'll do that wild orange and peppermint. I had them smell it. We did the exhale, had them hold their breath in, told them how it went down the lungs and opened up their airways. And we rubbed their neck and shoulders, and that removed tension. We had people get rid of headaches within moments, their head tension. And so they're coming back saying, what was that? Now it's Christmas. You could say, hey, do you like to smell candy canes? And offer your peppermint with your wild orange and say, this is something I use during the holidays. And then tell them how you your peppermint candies or whatever.
You gotta go out and grab them and help them have an oils experience stacked. So that's why the end of your tables is always try me, right? And so that way, whether it's wild orange and peppermint, ideally, but then for those few people that are going to say, oh, I don't know about that, you've got your citrus hand lotion, your body butter, a roller, the On Guard sanitizing spray. Have something so that no matter what kind of person they are, even if they're like, yeah, no, I don't really want any of that on, still grab them, because who doesn't use a hand sanitizer? Who doesn't use hand lotion? So help them, grab them with an experience. And like Michelle said, don't you dare sit down or sit behind that table.
No. Yeah. What are you diffusing at your vendor events? Make sure you're diffusing something that's motivating. We would diffuse motivate or passion, sometimes a mixture of the two. And those days, I will tell you, were when I was getting some of the closing. Like, I was actually closing more on those days. My daughter said one day I wasn't getting very many. She goes, Mom, is your motivate in your diffuser? I'm like, yeah, we got to motivate them to make a decision. So, think about what are you diffusing? And, it's also got people with emotions, with loss of a loved one that week, which was kind of interesting. I probably were 3 that were emotional related, so that was kind of interesting too. And also when you do passion can flow out of you, and when you speak with passion, people are going to be like, oh, like this person's really passionate about this. It's going to draw them in. Something else I want to mention, like, we get these builders started and we do the FAQs in the, the user group, and then we add them to the builder group. Don't forget, once they have that first class, you guys, make sure that they start learning, and, you talk to them about placements on who's doing what. That is one thing with the Diamond Club. We were adding so many people. And I have a conversation with one of my leaders, who is that first person we're placing people under, so we can start building towards that blue diamond and get their first 2 going right away, because 2 by 2 by 2, and at least a blue diamond, or at least gold starting out. And gold's a very powerful rank. So I always tell people, we want you to premiere as soon as possible, and then we'll work towards that silver and gold. But as soon as we find your people, we're going to have your person find there too. So
I love that, because we're going to do more structured training. And that's exactly what I want people to start doing out of the gate with these hostesses and chairs, is find your 2. Let's find your 2, mother, brother, sister, friend, cousin, don't care. Let's just find our 2. Who are 2 that will put their social in so that you can put people under them, ideally people that want to do the business with you and partner, but let's find your two. And we're going to do a lot more training on this. And I want people to get into the Mandy Johnson structuring and placements group, because going like gangbusters. We're getting tremendous feedback from every level, especially newbies, but also diamonds and blue diamonds who've really messed up their structures. When we say messed up your structures, we're not kidding, right? So I could have hit blue diamond 2 years ago at around 80,000 in volume because I was perfectly structured and I did have evenly distributed volume between, I could have had it evenly distributed between 5 legs, but did not do it appropriately. So could have hit blue diamond at 80,000. We just hit blue diamond at 157,000. And most of my friends hitting blue diamond this month have 300,000, 400,000, 500,000, 700,000 in volume. So when I say that you want to get into the structuring and placements group, I am not kidding. You want to
I will ditto that. I will ditto that because when I started Diamond Club, I had 3 silvers, qualifying silvers. I ended Diamond Club with 4 qualifying silvers and a gold.
Nice.
Okay.
Structuring.
It's all about structure. Somebody's asked, you know, I was able to go gold in 9 months. It's because I knew how to structure.
Mm-hmm. So exactly. So, right. So I understood how to structure level 1 through 3 and how to get all the way to diamond, because that's as far as we looked, and hit premier in a month and silver in 4 months and gold in 6 months and platinum in, it was like a year or whatever, right? Or 15 months, because we knew how to structure level 1 through 3. But then we never looked at blue diamond to see, and it requires a whole nother 1 to 3 levels of placements. And so all of a sudden, like most super successful diamonds hit diamond within like 2 to 3 years, right? And so unless you've got some crazy huge network or whatever. And then we all sit forever and can't get to blue because we didn't set it up right, or tons of wasted volume. And so that's where I want to tell people, I get a lot of feedback from people, just like you said, find your 2 and do 2 by 2. And they're like, you're not getting power 3. No, we're getting power 3. We're just teaching you how to get power of 3 better so it sticks. You're saving those super valuable 3 spots for people you trust that you can replace later, right? If they don't have 2 right out of the gate, you know, and it's family members and they end up not wanting to do the business with you, you can replace them. But instead of putting like 10 people on someone's front line waiting to see who does it, and then people getting stuck there, right? I have tons of people saying, oh, I'll just pile on extra wholesale customers on my front line and see who does it. Great. And then when you found your 3, what are you going to do with those extra 7, especially like now with our system? People are turning into shares and builders within their 90 days.
And then you're
right. Yeah. And then they're stuck there.
Then you have like 5, and I've seen this on my team, and it's like,
me too. I got 5 in some places because they were like, no, I really want that $50. I'm like,
you get the 1 here, and then they've got 2 underneath them, and they're just shares. So that's all they're gonna do. So now you got this 3 set of people with 500 volume, another one with 500 volume, and then another one, and while all another one together, they need a premiere. Like
what? Too. So please watch my whole videos when your upline says, oh no, we teach power of 3, so we're not going to follow that. So do we just do it in a different order so that it's really, really solid with 0 wasted volume. You start with 2 by 2.
Here's the share. I had 250 PV until I did not get my 1500 as a diamond. I hit diamond in August. September, I had my 1500 power of 3. Why?
Probably solid. You did it, right?
Oh, yeah. I think it's going to be first thing solid way I added up, because I set up my new people and I had my proper shares and all of that. I've set my diamond leg up very, very good. And it looks very pretty because I know what I'm doing.
Because there isn't everywhere now, right?
No, because you identified those people and they guaranteed LRPs, and you know it's pretty stinking solid and sweet. So
we want
when you do it right, you guys,
sweet, like she said.
Yeah, solid and sweet. Because when you go, that was the other thing I was told. A Blue Diamond told me at the beginning. She said she slipped back one time.
You know what? Okay. You cut out there. Say that again. What the Blue Diamond said.
She said, you never want to slip back in rank. She goes, she only slipped back one time on her way to Diamond or Blue Diamond. I don't remember which. And it killed her. And she vowed, I am never going to slip back in rank. Now, have I slipped back, a few months here and there and along my journey? Yes. But if you make that your goal, so like, let's say you just hit silver this month, make it so you don't slip back. And because if you make it like that and you work hard enough to keep that silver solid, because November was just a really good month, I just happened to hit, December's not going to be good. If you have that mindset, you got to change that. You need to work this month like you did last month. You're not only going to be solid silver, but you're going to be pushing towards a gold probably by January. And that, if you can change that mindset and have that proper structure when you're doing your silvers, you will be gold by February when it hits BOGO time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So hopefully BOGO month. So yes, set it up solid. Don't just throw stuff in there to get a quick 50 power 3 or a quick 250 power 3. Hold yourself back and do it right so that you always get 50 and you always get 250. Because otherwise, what I saw on my team, right, was now they're going back and able to fix things with people that really want to be in it, wholesale customers that they upgrade and take over legs, and they're able to put this puzzle back together. But the puzzle's going to stay together now, right? Because they're able to qualify people, not just throw people in spots at 14 days and wing it and hope and pray. This is not a wing it and hope and pray business. This is know what you're doing, how you're going to get there, and why people go where they go. So I'll post the link for Mandy's structuring group. But as you can see, when people start paying attention to the tools, do the trifold, learn the 60-second enrollment, do your make and takes to engage interest, use the FAQ system to get people off and running, do the goodie bags to help get them on LRP and get them excited for more, do the I have my oils now what at 7 to 10 days and the live guide. And if you do these things and you do them every single time, now all those people that you're enrolling are being trained on how it's done. When you waver from the process and play doctor and play super duper oils guru and do all this crazy stuff, you just become unduplicatable. So stick to processes where you aren't the answer. Have the process. I have my oils now what plus recipe. If you have people that enroll people that aren't qualified or comfortable doing stuff, those people still get the I have my oils now what plus recipes and have the LRP. You have to use these tools to be 100% duplicatable. Stop being fabulous and amazing and start being duplicatable with duplicatable tools. I'm on my soapbox today, right? Because I talked to him yesterday and it was like, I just made this custom roller for someone to help them get started. What?
Yeah.
Stop it.
What's cool about this is they pretty much do their own lifestyle overview.
Yep.
Make them fill it out. I don't fill it out. I just kind of fill in the blanks and kind of tell them, what is best to use what time of the day, as far as that goes. They answer them the questions. So, what are your top goals? When you're doing that or filling out the wellness consult part, that's not me doing it. It's me on the other line. They're there with their pen and paper, writing it down. I'm not doing that. So, it's kind of like just we're solutions providers. We just guide them and we ask them after you go through this, okay, which products do you think, ask them, do you think is best? Look at that body system page. This is absolutely amazing, and then when you've got your other tool, they're going to have all the recipes and everything right there for them.
You gotta have the I have my oils now wet plus recipes. It's free in the files tab. You've got to have that, right? Because when we use just the live guide before the rollerball recipes, people are like, great, but I still don't understand how to use the wild orange. I don't understand how to use lemon, lavender, peppermint. You slide our I have my oils now wet plus recipes with your live guide, and now they've got the how. Boom, boom, done, right? And so you've got to do that so that they're not texting you later and say, okay, it said to use wild orange and peppermint, but how do I do that again? No. It's on the I have my oils now wet plus recipes page, wild orange and peppermint. Here's where you put it. Here's how you make a roller. Here's how often you use it. Done. Tools are there to support everyone so that it's not your mouth having to, or your texting or your messaging not having to be the one to support them, okay? Because otherwise you can only help 5 to 10 people in your whole doTERRA career, right? Because you can't be there 1-800, I have a question today. They need a book. I'll put the link for the Oil Magic book. They need the I have my oils now wet plus recipes, right? Free in the files tab from us, because you've got to get people off and running and independent.
Yeah. And immediately, I tell them that, but I also tell them immediately about the books that I use. And I said, do you need a book? And if they need a book, either I have some out of my stock, I get to them, or they pick them up for me, or if they're way out of town, I will mail.
You cut out there. So if they're out of town, she ships them the book. Now remember, duplication wise, most of us aren't going to have books on hand. You don't have to.
Nope.
Just have the link, right? It's right on there. I have my oils now wet plus recipes. It's right in there in the FAQ system, so that if you're not, I do books, right? I do it too. Once you get to be a top leader, you start buying all this stuff and whatever. But you don't even have to do that, right? So we're giving you tips and tools on what we do, but we want you to pay attention to the tips and tools on mass duplication, which is just give them the link to the book, put it in their welcome email, right? Get them independent so that when they see you do it, they're not thinking, oh, I got to stack books. Yeah, I can't do what she does. They'll see on the I have my oils now what it says right here, I have a book. So I don't have to stock those books if I decide to do the business like her. It's making sure that everything you do, the person that you're talking to doesn't walk away and say, I can't do what she did because it's too confusing and too complicated. So make sure they know, nope, this is totally easy. I think we had 20 some people this month on my team enroll one person, probably closer to 30, enrolled just one person that were users. We had 20 to 30 users on our team enroll one person and use our system. 0 training took place. They all did it by themselves because we teach them how simple it is. Hey, hand a trifold off to your friends, help them get their own account, add them to our Facebook groups, and tag them. That's how easy this business is. So stop making it more complicated. Good job, Michelle. Digging the 25 enrollments for a 1 week long vendor event. Way to go.
Yeah.
But Michelle's offered so graciously, I begged her to come back for and do a Diamond Club little training day video with me. We're going to do that in WWZD. To get into WWZD, that just stands for What Would Zimmer Do? And so, for example, this last month in the November group, my husband and I went live in WWZD January, February. We're going to live at least 3 days a week. And every day we teach you what you should be working on that day. And we had people double their volume, triple their volume this month. We had people rank up. We had people rank up that had been stuck at the same rank for 4 and 5 years, ranked up to silver, ranked up to premier, ranked up to gold, ranked up to platinum, helped a friend rank up to diamond. And so you want to get in WWZD for January, February. And we're going to throw all these extra tools in, and Diamond Club is going to be one of them. So if you're working towards Diamond Club, you're going to want to be in it so you can have the support tips that we're going to do throughout the month. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate all your help today. I'm loving the tip on diffusing, motivate, and passion. Our vendor events, we never have electricity where we are for whatever reason, but so that's still a good thing. That might be something you drop out. Yep, have a roller out and do the motivate.
Put it on you.
Yep. Put it on you. Smell good. People want to, people love it when you smell good, right? It totally draws them in. Everywhere I go, people are like, oh my gosh, you smell amazing. What is that? Oh, let me tell you about that. And whip out a trifold out of my purse. Gotta do it. All right, we'll wrap up. We did great. This was right at an hour. So that was perfect because we covered Diamond Club, vendor events, follow up, FAQ, add them and tag them. That was perfect. I love the tips too about whether you're in Diamond Club or not, create a first appointment special, right? We do that with our 5 milliliter roller, but make sure that you're always doing it, not just at vendor events, not just at Diamond Club. Create that sense of urgency and a timeline, a deadline. 3 days is Diamond Club. Use that every day, right? Create a 1 week special or a 3-day special. Create 3-day special. Create that sense of urgency to help people, because it's so easy for people to lose focus of themselves and their health. They go home and then they're on to, oh, now I got to deal, oh, the air went out in my house or the heat went out in my car, and the first thing people choose to give up is taking care of themselves. So we need to keep taking care of them as their top of mind awareness. It's not about closing a deal. It's not about getting an enrollment. It's about changing these people's lives like doTERRA changed yours. And when you take care of enough people, you're going to get taken care of, whether it's this business or in life in general. So take care of the people, do what's best for them. We're just giving you tips on how to do that so you can be successful in your business as well. Thanks, Michelle. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thanks for your time. Yes. All right, everybody. Have a good week. Happy oiling. Bye.